Dear students, the next important topic for in digital electronics is shift registers or a sequential registers. Actually, shift register is a sequential digital circuit which made up of flip-flops and it's connected in series. What it's mean by it is connected in series means we have lot of flip-flops are connected in series manner, one by one manner, and it is basically used for the store and shift the data. That's why the shift register is used for the store and shift the data. Okay, and the applications of shift registers are data storage. For storing the data, I have if I have 0110, I used to store these data into shift registers and data transfer from one device to another device. I want to send a data, I used to shift registers to data transfer and the serial to parallel conversion, parallel to serial conversion, and arithmetic operations are the applications of shift registers. All right, and for the basic operations, uh, actually data shift registers is used for the data storage and data are stored in the flip-flops. Okay, data are stored in the flip-flops, and on each clock pulse the data is moves or shift from one flip-flop to another next. Actually the shift registers are made up of flip-flops. Suppose this is the 3-bit shift registers and flip-flop 1, flip-flop 2, flip-flop 3. These are connected in the series manner, and each clock pulse I have to transmit 3-bit data. I have a transmit 101, then is connected in series manner, and finally output is reached there. Okay, then shifting can be left, right, and both the direction depend on the design. Shifting can be from the left to right or right to left based on the direction. Okay, then the four types of shift registers are there. Four types. First one is SISO, CISO, serial input and serial out shift registers. The first one serial in and serial out. Likewise the second one serial in and parallel out, SIPO, and parallel in and serial out, PISO, and parallel in and parallel out. You have to mention all these four categories of shift register in your exam paper. The first of all you have to write what is the shift register and what is the uses of the shift register and how the operations are done in the shift registers. Then the types of shift register, types of shift register, shuffle. Four types of shift register. Then we are going to discuss all these four types one by one. Okay, the first one is CISO, that means serial in and serial out, serial in and serial in serial out shift registers. In here you can see the block diagram is a 4-bit shift register. 4-bit means here we have 4 flip-flops are connected in series. You have to mention the diagram also. You can draw the block diagram for the shift registers. It's very easy. The first one serial in serial out. Draw the block diagram, the 4-bit block diagram, and 4 flip-flops are there. Flip-flop 0, flip-flop 1, 2 and 3. Then it's connected serial in and serial out. It means input is connected into serial, likewise, and the output also in serial manner. Then you have to draw a clock signal and connect the clock signal to all the flip flop. It's very easy. This is the serial in and serial out shift register. The input are the serial, output serial. Data entered and exited one bit at a time. That means if I have 1011, the first bit, the first bit, the first bit is transmitted here. One is reaches here. The next clock pulse, here the clock signal. The next clock pulse, this one is transmitted to here, and this one is transmitted to here. Okay, the next clock pulse, this 0 is transmitted to here, 0 is transmitted to here, this one is transmitted to here, and this one is transmitted to here. The next clock pulse, this one is transmitted to here, and so on. The finally 1011 reaches here. This is the how the shift register SISO shift register are going to work. Okay, then here 1011 enters bit by bit, exit bit by bit after clock pulses. After the old clock pulses, it reaches 1011 in serial manner. That it is termed as serial input and serial output shift registers. Okay, then we are going to next serial input and parallel output shift registers. The block diagram is exactly same as the serial input serial output shift register, but one difference is here we are going to take the output in the parallel form. Here take serial input, the inputs are all the inputs are in the serial manner, but the parallel output means is take a parallel out from the all the flip flops, and finally the clock pulses give the same as the previous one. Okay, first of all you have to draw the flip flop 1 2 3 4. The four flip flops are connected in serial manner, serial input. Okay, then the output taken from the each flip flops as parallel, that is it's termed as serial input and a parallel output. Then the data is entered serially and taken out parallel. Yeah, the data loaded bit by bit. The output are disabled as long as data is loading. Here 1011 the input take as a serial and output as parallel. Then when the data is entered serially and become available simultaneously at the for the output, if here reaches 1, at that instance here simultaneously the output is become 1, then it shifts to here, then this one is simultaneously 1. If it is 0, it's become 0. Okay, used for the serial to parallel conversion. Serial input, serial input and parallel output shift registers is used for serial to parallel conversion. You have to remember that also. Okay, the next one is parallel in and serial output. Okay, parallel in and serial output. Suppose these are the flip flops, flip flop 3, flip flop here, flip flop 0, flip flop 1, flip flop 2 and flip flop 3. Okay, then we are going to connect the clock signal here. To connect the clock signal here, it's clock signal. You have to clearly mention what are the clock signal. Okay, then here this parallel input and the serial out. The output is by the serial form. Okay, output in the form of serial, that means can connect like this. Okay, then here the output is serial form, here the output, and the input are the parallel. Okay, here the input each is taken as a parallel output. Okay, okay, it's a parallel output. Okay, then this is simplest block diagram. This is simplest block diagram. Okay, then the data bits are entered in parallel fashion. The circuit shown below the 4-bit parallel input serial output registers. Then the next one is parallel in and parallel out. Inputs are the parallel, outputs are also in parallel form. Data is loaded and retrieved simultaneously. Whenever the data is loaded into the shift register, at that time, at that instant of time, or the output is retrieved. Used as a temporary data storage registers. The parallel input and parallel output shift register are used for the temporary data storage registers. Here the block diagram, the 4 flip-flops are there, and you have to draw the clock diagram, and the data inserted input the data in the serial parallel form, and the data and output as also in the parallel form. The input data in the parallel and the output data also in the parallel form. Okay, you have to mention the output number like q0, q1, q2, q3, and the input like b1, b2, b3, b4, or something like that, and mention the clock signal also. Okay, okay, these are the 4 types of shifty registers. It's very easy to understand and study. You have to clearly, you should clearly study this topic also. Okay, thank you.